Metal Slug.
Welcome back from our brief commercial break. Oh, wait, that's right. I had to. I forgot. Anti-plib, pro-big. We are back. We got Gits. Notes begin now. Bring out the old doc human. Too bright. However, thanks a lot, Nezermore from Heywoah Discord, Giga GW News and Leaks, for the big pdf. Now we get to go through it. So you're making a Trench Crusade table right now, and you believe you're about to smash into creative wall. Who's got some tips to help not plummeting headfirst into that chasing? I don't know anything about Trench Crusade besides the art that I think is cool. I can't help. Thanks to your friend, you are only the messenger. No big deal. In before reading, Trolls still good, Squigs meh, normal Gabbo's bad. That's sad to hear. Some of this stuff we saw in the article that they talked about at the beginning, but we'll go through it anyway. Faction rules. Once per battle round army, start of the battle round. Phase of the Bad Moon. You must use this ability at the start of the battle round if multiple players are commanding Gloomspite Gits armies. Then instead at the start of that battle round, those players roll off, and only the winner can use their single thing. If it is the first battle round, pick the starting face of the Bad Moon. If it is not the first battle round, the face of the Bad Moon moves to the next face in the sequence. And as we can see, it is clockwise. We got the grinnin', the scowlin', the sulkin', and the cracklin'. Okay. Non-Squig, Moon Clan, and Spiderfang. So I'm assuming we get both of these when we're there. Just Troggoth, Squig, and Gitmob. Non-Squig, Moon Clan, and Spiderfang. Oof. All right. We got the soup. The soup in one quarter. All right. But what do the buffs do? First of all, the moon doesn't move randomly anymore. That's good. Moon no longer random. I can't type. Help. Randomly moves. Sorry, I haven't gotten a lot of sleep recently. No longer randomly moves. That's good. Slash disappears forever. That's good. First good news. But what do the buffs do? Because this is the second half. During the battle, the effects below apply to friendly Gloomspite Gits units based on their current face of the Bad Moon. For all things else, well, the Bad Moon is cacklin' or grinnin'. Cacklin' or grinnin', so we're starting here, okay. Add 5 to the control scores of friendly non-Squig Moon Clan units, okay. Well, the Bad Moon is cackling or grinning combat attacks made by friendly Spiderfang, crit on a 5, and also on... Okay. Crit on a 5 up, that seems necessary. I haven't read anything else, but that seems necessary. Having your special rules float off the table is kind of endearing. I disagree. From an outsider perspective, maybe, but I would have not liked that. Then again, I don't play the army, so. There are a few of them that I was on Poorhammer, and one of the Poorhammer guys liked the Bad Moon. So that, and Matthew was talking about a tournament, you met one person who liked the Bad Moon. That's 2 in the whole world, plus whoever wrote the rule and works at Games Workshop. So that's like 3. versus everyone else on the planet. Let's see. Moonlit Hide. Well, the bad moon is grinnin' or scowlin'. All right, grinnin', scowlin'. Subtract 1 from the Ren characteristic of combat attacks target Trogs. Okay, so Trogs. Non-Squig Moon Clan buff, completely horrible, 0 effort, fail, copy paste. Spiders, crit on a 5-up. It seems necessary. I haven't looked at them, but seems good. -1 incoming rend, which was a nerf from before. It used to be +1 armor, which is better. It's still good, but the nerf is sad and was not deserved. Trog's technically worse, but you probably won't notice. You will notice if you're fighting stuff that doesn't have rend, but in all other cases, it's basically the same thing. It's not an irrelevant nerf. It's just kind of a minor one. Still, I don't know why they changed it. Seems like they changed it just to change something. If you had to change something just to change something, I would have changed this awful thing. But hey, all right. Oh, I didn't notice that. It only works in combat attacks now. Yeah. Okay, that's a bigger nerf than I noticed the first time around. That's an oof. That's an oof. Well, the bad moon is in the Scowlin or Skulkin. Instead of rolling the die to determine the move characteristic of friendly squigs, you can use a value of 4. It's annoying that you have to earn not rolling for your movement, which is fucking stupid and annoying. It should just work, but hey, alright. You don't play squigs for consistency, that's what Trogs are for. Well, I bet more people would. But what do I know? Squigs used to be run in charge last edition, which was much better. Okay. I don't play the army, so I appreciate the additions. I don't like it. And then Sneaky Snarl Fangs. Well, the bad moon is Skulkin. Friendly Git mob can charge and shoot even if they used retreat. You can retreat and charge and or shoot. This is a good ability if you don't die in combat always. Like, that's a good ability. If you don't die in combat always. Check out their stats. Running Charge was 2nd edition. 3rd was reroll movement. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're remembering back when the game had fun army rules in 2nd. It used to be reroll. I guess 4 is better than a reroll, right? I still don't like it. I think if you're going to put randomness in, you should have there be like a purpose to it. As in, Timmy likes randomness, right? And it's because he likes the hype of it. He wants to feel the cool thing. If you have roll a die to see if your movement is trash or good, I don't think there's no stakes. Well, maybe there are stakes. Like if you roll really low, you could just lose. I don't know. I feel you're going to put randomness in. It should be like hype, I guess. Okay, I don't like almost any of the buffs. The spider one's good. The Moonlit Hide is good, although unnecessarily nerfed, and now they're weak to shooting suddenly. The MoonClan one is awful. The MoonClan one is the one that was most in need of changing, and it was the one they copy and pasted. So that's unfortunate. At least the whole thing isn't random anymore. It's just the wheel of, what is it? The wheel of corruption from Nurgle. Like, it's just that now. Except with fewer P-ups. Which I guess is an improvement. I mean, it is an improvement. But it's like a half-finished job, or not even a half-finished job. Battle formations. Once per turn army, end of your turn. Oh, hold on. Let's make a heading here. Okay, battle traits. Half-finished, lazy, copy-paste, crap job. Bad job. Still better than before. It's better than it was before. It's an improvement. But it was a very... Like, that took 10 seconds. Gloomspite Hordes. Spreading lunacy. Once per turn army. End of your turn. Pick up to 3 friendly non-Squig Moon Clan and Spiderfang units to be that are in combat to be the target. For each one, you can make a pile-in move, then pick an enemy unit in combat with the target. Roll D3. It's the shit roll. Inflict an amount of moral damage. Okay. Up to 3, huh? Okay. So if you're alive, which as Spiderfang you're probably not, as Moon Clan maybe if you're a big unit. You can pile in with 3 of them and do the, what is it? What do they call them in Warhammer? The shite rolls. Although it makes more sense in that game because they have smite rolls. We don't, so where it comes from is gone. I just have been calling it the bad D3 or the shit D3. AKA the not fun roll. The roll that isn't fun to make. Like they got rid of most rerolls. You hope in 5th they apply similar purge to the bad D3s. The D3s, like there's a place for them. But they've too liberally used them. Spiders and Moon Clan, you make 3 ogre once per game charges, except it's at the end of each of your turns. And it's still meh. Notably, you can triple up on the same target, unlike the ogre one. Don't Seraphon have this exact same subfaction? Probably. It's also the same as the ogre one. Not exactly an addition of innovation as it pertains to army rules. Hey, all right. Git mob pack. Git and run. That's funny. Funny sentence. Pick a friendly Git mob unit that is in combat to use this ability. Then you can pick an enemy unit in combat with that Git mob unit to be the target. Same enemy unit cannot be picked to be the target of this ability more than once per phase. Okay, so they have a limit here, but this one doesn't have a limit. If you pick the target, roll the shit D3, that's not fun. Then the unit using this ability can move a distance up to its move characteristic. Core move retreat. Is it one-on-one, or pick a friendly Git mob that is in combat, then you can pick an enemy unit in combat with that Git mob unit. The same enemy unit cannot be picked to be the target of this ability more than once per phase. If you pick the target, okay. Once per unit of yours, but not once per enemy unit, in other words. If I'm reading this right. Did I get that right? So is it the case that I have two different Git mob guys in two different combats 20 inches away? Can one of them use this and then the other one uses it? Is that why they have that specific targeting lingo in there? But if they're both fighting one guy, then only one of them can do it? Yes to both, okay. Squiggleanch. Each time friendly squig charges, add one attack's characteristic of mouth for the rest of the turn. Okay, squig one is good. I'm going to call it a meh/bad. This one's just bad. Squigs, it's just good. +1 attacks when they charge. Just like the corn buff, just like a whole bunch of other ones. Yep, you get an attack bonus, you do nothing. You just charge, it just works. You don't roll for it. It's not a spell. You can do it for any number of your squigs. Yeah. They're capable of writing good rules. They just only do it when they feel like it. Trogo Herd. Herd healing. Each time a friendly Trog unit uses a fight ability, after it has been resolved, heal D3. 3. Okay. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. It's not the bad D3 either. It's all right. I'll take it. Mouth? No, I went mouth O weapons. That's not a typo. I did that on purpose. All right, so we got the sub-factions. Maybe I'll put a star for commentary. Half-finished, lazy, bad job. 2 okay, but very boring ones. All right. Next. Heroic traits. Blessings of the Bad Moon, hero only. Oh, they kept the clammy hand. The long, clammy hand of the law. Each time friendly Gloomspite Gits unit wholly within 12 of this unit uses rally, you can make 3 additional rally rolls of d6. Okay. Traits. Loon touched. If this unit is not a wizard, it becomes one. Otherwise, add 1 to casting rolls. Oh, okay. That's good. It's good. Become a wizard. If you already are one, you get +1 to cast. Great. Great. I don't know what army lists look like or who you're trying to get or whatever, but this is just like a generically great heroic trait that you would always want to see in your army. Like almost any book opens up their, or almost any army opens up their book and they see something that says become a wizard if you already are, add 1 to casting for their heroic traits. Almost any army is happy to see that. It's just like generically great. Any combat phase, fight another day. If this unit is in combat, roll a die. On a 3-up, it can immediately use retreat, as if it were your movement phase, without any mortal damage being inflicted upon it. Any combat phase. And they kept fight another day, which was a fun one. It allowed boingy boys to boing out of combat. 3-up, don't die in any combat. This is nice if you end up using a big hero guy. Historically, you probably won't, and you'll just take the wizard. You used to be able to fight before leaving? Yes, KR Knight. That was the original fight another day. And the bouncy meatballs were like awful at fighting, so it kind of didn't matter, but at least you did stuff. Now it's just it's a fuck off roll, right? Like it's a scurry out of danger Skaven roll, which makes it lose a lot of its fun. Artifacts of power, troglodytic treasures, the clammy cowl, damn, double clammed up. Clammy cowl and the clammy hand. Subtract 1 for hit rolls, attacks target this unit, good. -1 to be hit, melee unranged. It's good. Clammy Closa with a home run. Once per battle, end of any turn. No thanks, not even reading it. Passive. Each time an unmodified hit roll for an attack that targets unit is 1, inflict 1 mortal damage on the attack. Alright, yeah. only wrote one of these for some reason. Weird. Spell lore. Okay, this is what Gloomspite is good at, so I'm excited to see. Bad portents. Pick friendly Gloomspite wizard. You cast it. It casts on a 6. Unlimited spell. Roll a die. 1 to 2. Nothing happens. You already rolled to cast it. Your opponent rolled to see if they unbound it. And you still want me to roll to see if anything happens again. 33% of the time. I hope you get fired. On a 3 to 5, the face of the bad moon moves to its next face. On a 6, pick one. Okay, yeah. Fuck off, this sucks. Bad writing. Bad. Actually, that ruins the first good thing I said about the book. Remember the first good thing I said about the book up here? Moon no longer randomly moves or disappears forever. That's good. Edit. Never mind. The unlimited spell moves it. And that one is triple random. So, fuck you. It's January. Never mind. Bro, the buffs aren't even good. Okay? The battle trait. Add 5 to the control scores. You want me to cast a spell every turn to have a chance at casting the spell, a chance at it getting unbound, and a chance at rolling so that I could keep this shit in here so that my control scores are 5 up in my cloud of 40 men? Spiderfang Venom now feels terrible. Like, now it's a decent buff locked behind bullshit. Damn, this ruins it. Yeah, this fucking sucks. This is not fun. Okay. Really bad job. You might actually just ignore your spells and battle traits. Are your spells good? Spore Maws, 7, roll D3 for each target on a 2-up. No. I already rolled to see if the spell worked. That's what this is up here. You roll to see if the spell works, and then your opponent rolls to counter it or not. Down here in the effect, it should do something instead of maybe do something. 66% of the time. 3 visible units within 12 inches. Within 12? Okay. Spore Maws is garbage. If you're wondering why, rolling a D3 after you succeeded at all that just means the spell's going to fail a huge amount, 12-inch range is too short. And D3 is like whatever. Yeah, the spell sucks. And it's pretty hard to cast. It's on a 7. What about the Hand of Gork? Gits unit wholly within 12. Remove the target from the battlefield. Set it up again wholly within 24. The caster and more than 9. I feel like, you know, if it's going to be on a 7, this is like, why within 24? Why not just put them anywhere? All right, Hand of Gork. Hand of Gork is a teleport, kinda, within 24. On a 7. Am I reevaluating the Lunecaster now? Why would I want the Wizard? Well, I suppose you have to bring a Wizard if you're in Trogs, because you'll just die if you don't have your thing, so maybe you just have to, and then you have to cast your stupid unlimited spell that sucks and isn't fun. Looks like Gits got the same author as the Ogre Index. Sorry. Oh yeah, Endless Spells. Yeah. I'm sure they have them in here. Yeah, Dank Manifestations. 676. I'm going to look at those real quick. We'll do those first, shall we? Since they're up here. It's weird that they put them in 2 entirely different places in the whole book. You know? Endless. Six health, 6 save. This one summons on a 6. Banishment 7. It can't move. Pick up to 3 enemy units within 6 to be the targets. But it can't move. So you summon it. You got to summon it just right. Completely in the other. You got to be really close to some enemy unit. Right? Hold on, let me scroll up 17 pages to see what the range of the spell is, instead of them just putting it near each other in the book, which to me would make sense. Within 12, okay. So it's like 17 and change. Which, 17 and change, that's not the worst range. I rescind my statement. That's like a decent range. For each target, roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit that are within 6 of this manifestation. Oh. For each 5 up, inflict 1. Useless garbage. Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron. 665. Summons on a 6, I believe. Pick a friendly Gloomspite Gits Wizard within 1 of this to be the target. Add 1 to the target's power level until the start of your next turn. So you can cast 2 unlimited spells to try to fish for your shit, I guess. Meh. And finally, oh no wait, there's 4. There's 4. Scuttletide. 866. Spider bites. They do crit mortals, so you're gonna get 1 damage in melee. Manifestation can pass across terrain features if it had fly. What are the keywords? Manifestation, so it probably doesn't get the venom thing for the 5s. Probably. Endless Terror is this unit as ward 4. What is wholly within 12 of any friendly Arachnarok units? Okay, 4 up ward. But what does it do? 1 damage. Okay. How to do 1 damage and be a wall. Malevolent Moon. 12-inch move. 1 attack. Funny. Lurid Light. Friendly Gloomspite units are holy within 12. They're simply affected by the moon. Okay, so this is why this is the thing they want you to buy, right? Because it's like you get your allegiance ability from the moon. Okay. Moon. Someone on a 7. Within 12 inches, you count as getting all your shitty buffs. Maybe skip and take the generic ones, or be trogs and gamble over and over. Nitpicks on layout design this edition, the way they organize manifestation scrolls in 2 places and where they choose to put wards and keywords. They are almost like they hide the ward down here. Ward should be next to the save, up here. Right? Graphic design is my passion, okay? Listen to me. You've made this wheel, which shows really pertinent information as far as how much life it has, how far it's going to move, relevant defenses, and then how to banish it. This is its armor. If it has a ward, it should be somewhere. It should be somewhere right here, in this circle, not all the way down here in size 1 print in parentheses next to. Yeah, I think, to me. Look at all this real estate. You could have printed it there, I guess, and then here it's ward 4. Okay. The War Scroll cards put the ward next to the save. I would have thought they would have used the same PDF file, but... Alright, so those are your endless spells. If you have a good moon buff, which the Trogs do, then you might want to actually summon this thing. Then you might actually want to use the moon and summon it, so that you don't have to fail to cast a bullshit spell a million times. And if you're not Trogs, or spiders, I suppose, then your battle traits are bad, so just ignore them and take generic ones. Which is sad to see. I don't think it should ever be like that. I don't think it should be in danger of ever being like that, but hey, what do I know? Someone's on a 7, you move wholly within 9 from all enemy units. Okay. And there he is, Snazgar Stink Mullet. Remember Malign Portents? Damn, that shit was sick. All right, we got Kragnos here. The much diminished, but still, unfortunately, probably necessary. Man, that feels bad. Okay, it's the same in every army. Scragrot the Loon King. I remember this guy. I didn't like him too much because he was so tied to kind of requiring him to be able to control the moon a little bit. I wonder what he does now. Maybe kind of the same thing. Once per battle reaction, you declared the Faces of the Bad Moon ability. The Face of the Bad Moon stays in its current position. So it just does the same thing. Sorry, I thought they would... I don't know why I thought, but yeah, it's just the same. Fangs of the Bad Moon, 7. Pick a visible enemy within 18. Oh, 18's a range you could actually cast. Good. Roll number of dice equal to unmodified casting roll. For each 3 up, inflict 1 mortal. Okay. You declared the redeploy command of a friendly Moon Clan unit within 12. Whenever this unit uses the command wholly within 12. No command. Okay, free command. All right. Cool. Scragrot. He keeps the moon in place. It's weird. You kind of want to play this guy, but only in a Trog army, maybe. His spell is like a D3 mortal wounds, so kind of like whatever. The redeploy thing is good. Free command points are free command points. Loon Boss. Let's get stabbing. Pick a friendly non-hero Moon Clan infantry unit that is not used to fight. Oh, it pulls it in. Do they get a buff? No, so it is useless. I'm the boss. Pick a visible. So in my hero phase, Moon Clan Stabbers unit. Wholly within 12. Roll a die on a 2-up. Pick one of the following. If the target is not in combat, it can return D6 slain models to the unit. And you can add 1 to wound rolls for the target's attacks until the start of your next turn. Okay, so this is a buff. We have +1 to wound for stabbas if stabbas are worth playing. And you can make the Loon Boss a wizard if you want from that one trait. Okay. This guy's lost feature after feature every edition. Yeah, he used to have the steal it thing, didn't he? And the casting bonus. He used to have a damage over time thing. He used to have a ward. No, he still has the ward, I guess. He still has the ward. But yeah. Abilities go away. Very sad. Wish they didn't. So we found +1 to wound for Stappas. +1 to wound from Loon Boss. Galabapalooza. No ward, but they probably have that one rule. Yeah, in the first battle round, it's a 4, then it's a 5, then it's a 6. Roll die on a 3. It's hard to see. 3 up, pick one of the following. Pick friendly Gloomspite Gits within this unit's combat range. Add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls. Pick friendly Gloomspite unit within combat range. Add 1 to rend characteristic. Okay, so anyone. Pick a visible within 12 until the start of your next turn. The unit cannot use commands within 12. So Gabapalooza. Speaking of losing rules, Gabapalooza. So +1 rend on anything. That's good. 3 up is more random than I would like, but okay. And it's within 12. Or rather, within this unit's combat range, very close. It's also melee or shooting. It says weapons, right? So it works on shooting too. Yeah, look at how much character these guys had. I remember when they all had special rules. All right. Fungus, Fungoid Cave Shaman. Add 1 to the unit's power level for the rest of the turn. Once a game. 4 up ward probably. Lost the ward. Might have lost it last edition, not sure. Okay, so a wizard with no spell. Okay. Sneaky Snufflers. 5 up ward. Looncap Mud Shroom. Once per turn, army your hero phase. If this unit is not in combat, pick a friendly Moon Clan unit only within 12 and visible to be the target. How come you can't be in combat with them? Is this buff I'm about to read so good that it needs the downside? Roll die, add 1 to the roll if the face of the bad moon is cackling. On a 3 up, the target has ward 5. On a 6, also add +1 attacks. Ugh. I hate it. I don't like it. What's cackling again? Cackling is Git mob or Moonclan Spiderface. So you can't trog it up. I mean, the trogs, half of them have 5 upwards anyway. Can't do it for squigs either. Squigs can't get it. Okay. I started like not even typing in sentences. I'm just typing vibe words. Why is everything so bad? I don't know. I mean, it's Moonclan unit. Snufflers. It's a defense buff for your cloud of guys. Moonclan only. Loon Smash of Fanatics. 2d6 movement, you hate to see it. 6 up. D6 attacks, 4s and 3s, 2d3. Comes in a unit of 3. Pick this unit if it has not been deployed. Set it up in reserve, hiding among the mobs. Any movement phase, you can release it. Pick this unit if it was hidden. Then pick a friendly Moonclan Shooters or Stabbers unit that has 10 or more models. Set up this unit anywhere on the battlefield, hold within 6 of that. And then you always strike first. So, Ren 2. Ren 2 strike first on 3 guys with 3 life that have 3d6 attacks, which is 10. On 4s and 3s, maybe you can have it be 6 of them, so it's 6d6, which is like 20 or 19. And then you're spending a command for 3s and 3s, Ren 2 damage d3. Oh, it's 5 guys? Okay. I thought it was 3 or 6. I must be thinking of some ancient thing, or I'm just wrong. 5 guys. Is this one of those units that I'm not going to be able to make a 10-man unit? Or can I? Can I do 10? For 35 attacks. Hitting on 3s. So we'll say 22 hit. And they wound on 3s. So 7 wound. And then it's rend 2. So the opponent only passes 2, and they take 5d3, which is 10. So you can do like 10 damage maybe with 10 of them. They like explode, right? That's literal 10 wounds. Three up is 50. Oh, I was doing my math wrong. I was thinking 30% each time. I don't know why. No, I was right. I thought you meant each time is 50% at the end of it. Okay, I was doing it one at a time. Apologies. The problem is they have to hide in Moonclan, and you do it in a movement phase. And you have to set them up more than 9 from enemies. Like, yeah, they strike first, but if there's even a pistol shot, you could kill half of them. Spore Splatter. A prod in the right direction. I would like for that to happen the next time they try to write a Battletome. This unit can use the normal move ability as if it were your movement phase in the deployment, so they can move up. Puff Shroom Frenzy had one attacks characters to melee weapons used by other friendly MoonClan units while they are wholly within 12. -1 for attacks characters to melee units by enemy. Okay. So you can put like some of these behind these maybe. And do a funny combo thing. So they have D6 plus 1 attacks per guy. It's an extra 10. Like these are MoonClan technically, right? Yeah. So you have 10 of these, 5 of these. You put 5 of these out, and then you deep strike these slightly in front of them. And then you charge them and fail the charge, and then their first strike, and let's say your opponent has no shooting for some reason, and then later on they fight, they get this bonus. So they'll get an extra 4 damage out of the deal at the end of the day, probably, right? 10 attacks, 5, and then after saves, maybe 2, 4, maybe 2, 4, 6. How expensive are these? Like really cheap? If they're really cheap, it might be funny. I guess I'll look at the points later. They also have no life at all. You can't hide the Loon Smashers in the Spore. Yeah, I know that you can't Russian doll it. Which is too bad. That would be funny. You used to be able to pop these guys outside of 3 back in the olden times. Yeah. And you would do it during a charge as well. It would happen during your opponent's charge, even in the charge phase. It was sick. 130 for 5 for Loon Smasher. So 260 for 10. Okay. I don't know if your hammer is big enough for being that glass. That sounds like a really funny TTS army to build. And then look that it's like your entire army would have like 40 wounds or something like that. Because all the guys are on 1. I don't know, it'd be funny. MoonClan Stablas. They're 20, so they're 20 or 40. 1155. Pick an enemy infantry only for the -1 to hit rolls. Okay, that's worse. And it only works on a 3-up. Dumb. 2 attacks each, so 80 attacks. 4s and 5s. Let's pretend the loon guy is there, so it's 4s. And then we're going to miraculously roll that other die to give +1 rend. So now we're rend, right? So you have 80 attacks, 40 hit, 20 wound, rend 1. They fail 7 of them. And they take 7 damage. Maybe. Buckets of dice. Seems like a pretty good way to try to catch out a lone unit, so it forces them to play a little more together than they would like. Some like prospector guy on the side, you know, that it's some flappy bird thing. It doesn't have a ranged weapon. Yeah, the guys only have 1 life, but they always strike first, so they would kill some birds or some Kinnerai or something probably. MoonClan Shoot'ems. They're also 20s. And they have the same thing than that. 18-inch MoonClan bow. 2 attacks, 4s and 5s, all 1. I like this better on a shooting unit than a fighting unit, to be perfectly honest. So 80 shots turns into 7 range damage, maybe. That's if they get the rend buff, which I believe we checked does work on any, right? Yeah, Gobblepalooza works on shooting or melee 3 up, but how much are shootas and stabas, right? 150 for 20. Well, without the rend, you can shoot like 80 shots at 18 inches, which is going to do, they have to make 20 saves with no rend. So it might do like 5 damage or something. Plus the sheer number of rolls you're forcing them to make means you can just have them roll poor, you know? How many real life minutes is it going to take to roll 80 shots? Are the spiders good? I'm not sure, but their moon buff is good. Their moon buff makes crits work on 5s instead of 6s, which is good. The problem is the moon buff is super random and baby city and fails a lot and requires unlimited spells and maybe a endless spell. So you would almost want your moon buff not to be good, but it kind of is. 5 up for I haven't seen any of the spiders yet, but I just noticed that it's a 5 up crit instead of 6. So that's good news for spiders. Kinda. It's a slog to roll that many dice for almost nothing. Yeah, I mean, there is a type of person who likes buckets of dice. I don't myself, because as you said, it's kind of annoying to do that in real life, and it wastes a whole lot of time. You're rolling 80 dice and then 40 dice and then 20 dice for almost nothing to happen. It feels like a waste of time, but some people do like that. Loon boss on Manglar Squigs. Can you finally do any damage because you're the best sculpt they've ever made? Maybe I don't know. I really like this sculpt. It's one of their best. And people just want to play this thing, but it always fucking sucks. Help me help you. Moonkutta. Trash. Huge fang-filled gobs. And remember, this gets +1 on the charge. D6, nope. Balls and chains, no rend. All right, it's bad. Why don't you also check points? Because it's not in the document that I have, unless it is. I don't think it is. And also, I tend to ask points on ones I'm like thinking about, like, oh, this could be something. What are the points on it? And then chat gets to, they get to type in 150 for shooters, and they're like helpful. I don't know. I could bring them up, but I don't have the points, I don't think, and also it's sort of interactive. It is also in Giga? Okay. It's up right now in the community, sure. Mangler bosses and manglers have you ready to march down to Nottingham and have words with them. They can't be good. They're not allowed to do good damage. It doesn't fit the fantasy for them, I guess. Squiggerage. Well, this unit has 10 or more damage points. The attack's characteristic of its huge fang-filled gobs is 6, possibly 7 on the charge. I'm assuming this is a 14, move d6 plus 8, save 5, no ward. Holy. You are dead. Dude, you're getting more than 10 damage points, sir. You're getting all of them. Once per turn army, any combat phase. Rampage. Curse Splat. Pick this unit charged. Roll die for each model in the target unit to a maximum of 10 for each 4. Okay, so you have a big horde clear. Although it's capped at 10 for some reason, which feels weird to me. If this unit is destroyed before removing it, roll a die for each enemy unit within this unit's combat range. On a 4, inflict D3. Okay. Any combat phase, bite the moon. Pick this unit and all friendly squigs older than 12. Add 1 to hit rolls. Okay. Well, add 1 to hit rolls is something, but it's, you know, you could have spent a thing for it, but it's everybody within that range. Can we, like, play this guy and have an absolute Death Star of a million guys around it and then use this? It's got to be Holy 12. Maybe you could, I don't know. Is this a good enough buff? Could you just have spent a command point to get the same buff? I don't see much in it. I don't care too much what it costs, because everything it does sucks. Let me guess. 210. Oh, we can play the guess game. I love the guess. I'm going to guess. Well, I'll do a guess and then I'll say what I think it should be. Rewritten completely is what I think it should be. And my guess is 200. $220, close. Okay. Don't worry, it'll be down to 200 pretty soon. Possibly even less. All right, next. Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig. It's got some attacks. Pick friendly non-Moon Clan cavalry unit that has not used fight. Pulls it in, but it doesn't give it an extra buff, so it's bad. Next. Mangala Squigs. Nelson Mangeller Squigs. If it's destroyed, it has a giant boing rampage. If this unit charges turn, roll a die. On a 3-up, this unit can move 3d6, but must end that move in combat. If this unit charge this turn. Okay, so this is the same language that they cleaned up on the pigs that they'll need to re-clean up on this one. Otherwise, it can like fail a charge and then move 3d6. Because attempting the charge is rules-wise synonymous with charging. It doesn't say successful unless that got cleaned up for everyone and not just the pigs. Anyway, I don't know why I want monsters that can't fight. Maybe they're really cheap and you play 1,000,000 of them. Squig Boss with Nasha. Pick a friendly squig. Roll a die on a 2-up. Pick one of the following effects to apply for the rest of the turn. Once per turn, army your hero phase. Add 3 to the target's move. Pick a friendly squig within, oh man, combat range. It's so annoying. Target's Fang Field Gobs, blah, 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 have crit mortal. Oh, crit mortal, okay, that's something. That's something. We gotta play this guy, right? This dude, we gotta play him. He moves 5, they move faster, that's a rough one. I suppose you have to Crimson Death Cap while you're trying to keep up with them, but you probably just run. Why can only one do impact hits a turn? And why the non-hero version doesn't do impact hits at all, like the little 15-pound boss. They don't want you to play the same one. Yeah, I think it's because they don't want you to spam one unit. Which, I mean, that's a way of of making you not want to spam a unit. Anyway, Squig Boss with Nasha. For Squigs, crit mortal on a 3-up, but combat range annoying, but power buff maybe. All right, this guy's worth looking into. No, it's a 2-up. It's not even a 3-up. It's a 2-up. 2-up is sort of like, why doesn't it just work? But fair enough. Crit mortal. You love to see it. Okay. Remind me to check out the gobs of the various big clouds of squig units to see if that could be good. Move D6 plus 3. That's annoying. But it could be 4 if you're in a lot of bad mood. Okay, so health 1, control 1. 3 attacks, 4s, and 3s, 1/1. Oh, okay, so it's 1 crit mortal. 1 and 6 is armed with the thing. Roll die for each squig herda. And you can return stuff. I know it's got a maximum control score. Each time a model in this unit is slain by combat attack, and that model was in combat with the attacking unit, roll die. On a 5-up, inflict 1 mortal damage. These are a far cry from last book when they were significantly pushed. I don't think they even knew how good they wrote them last time. Squighoid. But these are big units, right? You can have a massive unit of this. Squig hopplers and boingy boys. How much is it for... Anybody know how much is it for the squig herds? Seems like you get 6 of them, so you can go 6 or 12 maybe. And they're at least like, yeah, they regen. When they die, sometimes they blow up. 3 attacks a model is a lot of attacks per model that may or may not have crit mortal. You're just kind of fishing for crit mortals at that point, right? How much are they? $45. Good meme. 110 for 12. Okay. Thinking about it. Squig herd. I'm thinking about it. All right, squig hopplers. Only 2 attacks. Oh, but it's 5 per model. 3 from the gobs. 6 plus 8. Literally no save. There's Hoplin. Boing. Pick an enemy unit that this unit passed across in the movement phase. You'll never do that. Maybe if you retreat. Ahem. Did the herd unit size change? I don't know, but I think it's... People are typing that it's 12. So you could have 12 or 24. I'd play 24 of them maybe. 110 is pretty cheap for half of them. Roll die for each model in this unit, pass across, 4-up, inflict 1. Yeah, you're not going to... With D6 plus 8 and the way the game works, I just don't think you're ever going to like actually movement phase across stuff. Possibly you could, but... Size didn't change, but they went from 2 wounds to 1 to the less dense. Oh, I forgot. They used to have 2 health. You're right. I forgot. All right, what about the Boingy Boys? They look cooler anyway. They got lances and funny things. I like the Boingy Boys better. So they're slower. They have better armor, but still no armor. They have +1 damage on the charge lances. Good. And they still have the gobos. If this unit charges phase, pick an enemy unit within 1 to be its target. Roll a die for each model in this unit, not that unit. For each 4-up, 1 more. Yeah, okay. I like Boingy Boys. I think they're funny. Can I play Boingy Boys, or are Squig Hoppers actually cheaper enough that the extra movement speed just makes it worth it, or what? Herd is 10 Squigs, 2 Sheopards. More impact hits per model than a Mangler Squig. Yeah, but that's because Boing Rot Bounders are cool. Mangler Squigs are bad. You don't think a lot changed from Index? Rock Cuts and Squigs are still the thing. Yeah, I'm used to hearing that when I'm going over the books. What are the Boingy Boys at? Boingy Boys do impacts, have attacks, look funny. You wonder what the internal reaction has been to the displeasure from the last few books? I don't know. Do you think they know? I always wonder about that. I think they have to. Okay, so, a company is different than a person, but people work at companies. When back when I uploaded YouTube videos, I could tell whether people liked a video or not in general because of the comments on it, or somebody posted it on Reddit also, and then those comments or something like that. You could tell what people were saying about something if they were talking about it at all, right? And so I was about to say, I don't know if they know, but of course they would know if they Googled for about 5 minutes, they would know, right? Whether people generally like something or don't. As to exactly why, maybe there's more nuance there. But if they care to know, they clearly would know. If you figured out what people think, then surely they can figure it out, right? How did you figure it out? The same way they could if they wanted to, right? So I bet they know. I just don't think the people responsible for it directly have any say in the matter whatsoever. They have no power. Okay. What was it? 4 people write the rules for this entire game. That's a lot of army books. They almost certainly get no time to spend on any of it. More people worked on Crucible, Crucible 7's Soulbound RPG single book than worked on the rules for all of Age of Sigmar by 3 or 4 times. So the spin-off tabletop RPG, 3 or 4 times the number of rules writers than all of Age of Sigmar. So I say things that are probably hurtful, maybe, if any of those 4 people are watching. Stuff like bad job, I don't like it, lazy, copy. I use these words, right? I'm anthropomorphizing essentially the company and those people's bosses in that. When you work underneath somebody else, you got to do what they say, and you have to deal with the shit-ass position that they put you in, which they have done. And so it's not personal. It is a bad job, unequivocally. But this isn't like a fault thing. This is just, that's what it is. It's not a good job. I hope you get fired. I did say I hope you get fired. But as always, I'm talking to that person's, I'm talking to the person where the buck stops. Whoever's in charge of the person who made that decision. Because I believe in the responsibility of bosses, to take credit for the good things, but also be responsible for the bad things. I've talked about this before, but out of context, it is a funny meme. That whenever I call for anyone to get fired, it's always the bosses. And sometimes the people under them if they're just really bad at their job. But it's hard to tell. That's why not many changes from Index. Yep. Because kind of, how could they? It should be like 4 per book, much less 4 for all of them. Anyway. All I can do is be like, this is bad. Set up this unit in reserve in a secret tunnel. It has now been deployed. Rabble Rouza. Ronda Rouza. So it's got Deep Strike. got Bat, Squigs, and Moonsickle and Basha. This is like a little unat, this guy. This guy's funny. I like this guy. Monster or Beast for the rest of the turn. Target can get... Oh, this is the stupid charge thing that I'm annoyed by, but it's... I'm so starved for any rule that's even remotely unique or interesting that I give it a gold star. You tried to do something. You know, maybe you can play with a Gargant ally in your army and they can charge towards these guys after they tunnel. It's something for Johnny to think about at all. Jacoby JD bringing the Prodigy in here. Damn, he's my people. All right, the big tug. 16-4-6. We're tugging. Call in Meal Team 6, yeah. Roll 3 dice. You can pick one of these dice to apply the effect that corresponds to its value. 2 to 6 persist until the start of your next turn. Add 1 to tax. Add 1 to rend. This can unbind. -1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks. Target them, and of course, the 5-up ward. Start of every turn heals D6. That's sweet. Once per turn, you crush. Pick an enemy within 1. Roll die. If the roll equals or exceeds the health, do 4 attacks, 3s and 2s, 3, 4. Oh, big club. 3s and 4s. 3 rend, 4 dam. Big club. D3 plus 3. Okay, he's smashing. Almost no attacks, but he hits dirty. He almost doesn't move. He's the fun guy. Yo. We are back. Dank hold on the Trog boss. Big Boulder Club, D6. Very sad. Big regen. And also plus what? D3 if you're in the sub-faction. Magical resistance. If this unit is picked to be the target of a spell, roll die. 4-up, ignore the effect of the spell. Generally, the best spells in the game are buffs that are cast on your own guys, so magic resistance isn't that great. Once per turn army, roll die. 4-up for the rest of the turn, add 1 to the attack character to the middle weapons used by friendly Trogus while they're holding within 12 of this unit. And it is a Rampagni, and it is any combat phase, so it's both. 4-up sucks, but +1 attacks is super good for Trogs. Okay. Just flip a coin. Forehead, right? Simply flip a coin. Trogs are in control. And then... Damn, for a moment, I'm like, this is the same picture. Okay, Trog boss and Trog goth. Okay, we got a boss and a goth. This one at least is a D3 plus 3, much better. Significantly better. Even with 1 fewer attack, I'd much rather have this one. Magical resist taunt, same thing. Wade and the smash. Move 6, but it must end the move in combat. Then roll D3 for each enemy unit within 1 on a 2. So it's the bad D3. Okay. So the difference is, this one is fun to fight with, and this one has a buff. But it's a real, like, 4-up-ish. Don't care for it. But it is a buff. Technically. G-Wall, thanks for the $5 Appreciate it. I click like. Late to streams, maybe this is answered, but will anything besides Trog spam be competitive in this book post-Battletome? So far, I've been looking through some stuff, and so far what I've seen is Trogs are a little worse, and it's still probably Trogs and maybe Squigs. So far as I have seen, and keep in mind I don't play the army, so I don't have like intricate knowledge of it. I haven't gotten to the new guys yet. But I heard they hit on like 5s and 6s or something, so I don't... Maybe they're supposed to be prospectors, the new ones. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten to them, but they're in here. Anyway, thanks for the 5 Canadian dollars. Sorry about memeing about taking over your country. All right, these guys are the ones that are not long for this earth because they're 7,000 years old. They have vomits. They have a spiked club. The drench and vomit ability is actually fucking sick. Subtract 1 from save rolls for that unit. That's insane. Ignore positive modifiers to save rolls. This is like the best debuff in the game. And you have to allocate some. And per model, it's D3 of it. 2s and 3s, 2, 1. This is like maybe kind of tempting, actually. Unfortunately, you would have to buy these, right? But am I just like... Am I being 6-inch range? You gotta like be in combat. At least you can vomit in combat. I'm being distracted by how insane this buff is. And it's probably not worth. Yeah, 5 up save. It's cool. Just give us Alaska and New York, and we'll say no hard feelings. We bought Alaska for $25 from Russia 100 years ago. 200 years ago. And I like that value proposition. I'm going to keep it. Anyway, we bought that fair and square. Yeah, 6 inches is probably, yeah, it's too bad too, because I read this paragraph and I'm really happy about it. Anyway, and then the Rocket Trogoths. And these guys just sort of shuffle forward. They really don't have a lot of attacks. It's very sad, but everything else is just like good. These always miss, but sometimes when they hit, they're kind of all right. I don't know. They got a 5-up ward. They look cool. They're still good. Still good, just a little worse. Drogs the Sun Chomp. Who are you? Oh, you're this guy. Okay. This guy's lore is cool. This is cool lore here. When I do the video, I'll probably talk about it. Awesome, it's my eye. Anyway, I'll probably talk about it. Because the wolf is actually the boss. It's Princess Mononoke. The wolf has an IQ of 150. And this dude is actually like a diversion. He's just some rando idiot who gets killed every once in a while, but the 7,000-year-old wolf is the real leader of everything. I think that's funny. You guys could see a great return on the investment, though. I'm sure Canada would buy Alaska for at least $26. See what you did right there? That little funny meme? My fucking president is doing. Do you know how embarrassed I am about that? Because he's just saying shit. But I don't think people in his position should say things like that. Anyway. Plastic soldiers, politics, anyway. They should give his attacks companion. They really should, actually. I feel like they should flip these just because of the legends and stuff. Anyway, what does it do? The Frazzle Fangs. Well, an enemy unit is within 6 of this unit. Subtract 1 from hit rolls. Great. And they can't use all the attack. Great. So it's almost like, well, it's not like -2. It's just like -1 for real, right? Anyway, that's good. Within 6. Once per battle reaction, opponent declared a fight ability. Roll die on a 4-up. You can pick a friendly unit wholly within 9 of this unit that was targeted by that fight ability. This is really specific language. Roll die. Once per battle reaction to an opponent declaring a fight ability. This unit can move 2d6. Oh wait, friendly unit wholly within 9, huh? What is involved in declaring a fight ability? Do you pile in before or after your... do you pile in as part of the declare or as part of the resolution? Well, regardless, if you roll high, I suppose it works the same, right? It can't end the move in combat, so you escape as a declare. Okay, so what happens is they declare and pile in. Then if you savage roll a 4-up, and then you double savage roll 2d6 away, not only do you escape combat, but they used their fight ability. They activated that. And so now it's your turn immediately. It skips that shit. So this thing's good. This thing's good. Who are you? 7 health, 4-up save, and good move for a foot guy? Or for a mounted guy? And like, not the best attacks, but in this book, these are good attacks, which is kind of sad, but hey, all right. You're flipping a massive coin here. I suppose it's the coin flipping book. So hey, all right. Once per turn army, let's talk about this guy. Drugs, the wolf guy. Flip a coin to style on someone in combat to waste activation. Funny. Baiting out the chosen double pile in. I think, don't they have to activate that at the beginning of combat even? They have to do that way ahead of time. So you're coming in with full info, I think. If it's anything like the Iron Guts, who also have to do that at the beginning. That's sick. You just gotta, you have to roll pretty high too, right? Because they get 2 pile-ins. So you gotta be 9, you gotta get higher than 9 away, right? Because they have 3-inch reach, they're gonna move 3 twice. So you still have to really book it out of there. And you are playing Gits, so whatever that unit was, you only need about 2 chosen to attack them once and they'll all die. So there is that as well. But it's a cool trick, if it works. You think you probably take this guy even in non-Git mob list just for 12-inch moves, 6-inch aura of -1 to hit? Like, yeah, he's kind of good. And you can escape her out yourself if you feel like it. And it's possible to, opponent charges him, they declare a fight ability, he fails the roll, and if he randomly doesn't die, he still gets to fight. It's not like so. Pick friendly Git mob unit that is not used to fight, and he pulls them in, but he doesn't give them a buff, so that's useless. Alright. He's got a decent move, too. He's like a maybe consider guy. -1 aura. Funny trick, maybe. Okay attacks for this army. On a horse guy. Where can one read all these documents you make in the videos? I actually don't upload them anywhere. I've gotten questions before. I have like 40,000 words of like documents that I've just written during streams with completely outdated information with no context, and half of the words are like wrong on purpose and funny memes. So I don't know how like useful it would be, but they're just like chilling on my computer. I don't like upload them anywhere. They're just like notes to help me remember. And then I don't remember it very well. But what are you going to do? $200 points can take 0 to 1 Trog, 0 to 1 Moon Clan, and all get mob. That's a maybe out of me, you know? I was hoping it wouldn't be quite 200, but you can take a Trog and you can, you know, you can toss a Trog in there. You can play your 2 fast get mob prospector units, you know? I haven't looked at the get mob stats yet, but they're mounted. I assume they're fast and hopefully cheap because their attacks are awful, so maybe this is like your little prospector squad, and you just got this dude going around. Anyway, yeah, this guy's a maybe for me. And we got the Chariot, Frazzle Giat Shaman on Warwheela. A Warwheela Death Dealer. 9 4 up 12, potentially a potential prospector, I guess. Technically a wizard. Oh, is this thing a hero? Who are you? Cannot fight. Friendly Git Mob units that are not Frazzle Git Shamans on Warwheelas cannot be targeted by shooting attacks with are wholly within 6 of this unit. Okay, you can protect against shooting. Once per turn army, your shooting phase, pick up to 3 visible enemy units within 9. Really close. And do the bad D3 thing on all of them. This is like good against enemy shooting. He's a wizard. I don't think you care, though. You have to get really close to do the shooting thing. Does no damage. Unless I'm missing something, this is a skip. Snarl Boss on Warwheela. It's this dude. Swigged the fucking flail. 12-9-4-2. Chain Basha. This guy can almost fight. Man, no rend. How come the magic wolves don't have rend on their bite attacks? I would like to see that. He's keeping up with the boss. They spell it with the boss. Big friendly non-hero that does not use the fight ability, and it can pull it in, but it doesn't give it a bonus. It sucks. The Glare of Frazzle Git. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units while they are in combat with any friendly. Once per battle army, any hero phase. For the rest of the turn, -1 to hit. And then you press the juice, and you make it an 18-inch mover. That's funny. Very interesting. Hold on, 18-inch mover. $18-inch mover, -1 hit rolls, 9-4 up, probably would die anyway, but I don't know if you're pinning exactly, but you could maybe pin like frontline chaff or something, or you could screw up a battle tactic maybe. Like big wheel of 18 at way overcompensate, and then you could be well within your distance to be able to countercharge or something and fuck with their first battle tactic. They have a 4-up save, some attacks. This is enough attacks to maybe be able to kill an enemy prospector unit, you know? Probably not in one round, but maybe you could in one round. Of the really, like the weaker ones, like 2 Frost Sabers would die to this, right? Anyway, this guy's interesting. And then we got the Snarl Boss, who's just chilling on a wolf. 5, 12, 5. Some attacks. Add 2 to charge rolls. Friendly get mob cav units while they're wholly within 12. Oh, we found the charge roll bonus. Okay. Scrolling all the way up to the spell. All the way up to Hand of Gork. Found a +2 to charge. Get mob only. Yeah, if we have teleports, we're searching for charge rolls so that, or charge bonuses so that possibly something could happen. Charge bonus is only for the mounted wolves, not the chariots. Oh, because get mob cavalry. Okay. Not even just get mob only. Get mob cav only. And chariots are not cav. The unit they buff doesn't have friend. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. But it was good to take the note, I suppose. If this unit charges turn, pick this unit and up to 2 friendly cav units within its combat range for the rest of the turn. Add 1 attacks. Okay. Has to be within their combat range. That's annoying. Bonus charges. Wolf get retinue. All friendly star bosses within this unit's combat range. Both of this unit and star boss have ward 5. Good. They're going to need it. 15 2 attacks, 4s and 5s, 0. 4 5 0 1. Yikes. That's real bad. +1 attack doesn't affect wolves. I thought it only did. The rest of the turn, +1 attacks characteristic of the target's companion melee weapon. So it's only the wolves, not the riders. As I'm reading it. Which is good because the wolves' attacks, sadly, are better. Yeah, it's the good attacks. These you might as well not even roll up here, right? But how many men are in this wolf? This thing used to be, yeah, it looks like this thing did used to be a I'm like trying to find it. Somebody said it in chat. It's 2? Oh, okay. But it works on Cav as well. It used to be one of those Underworld warbands or whatever. Anyway. Sun Steela Wheela and then here's the Doom Diver Catapult. I heard people say they like the Doom Diver Catapult. And we got the Sun Steela Wheela. It's got a 3-tailed whip. Careening Destruction. This unit can move a distance up to its move. Once per turn, your move phase instead of move. So instead of move, it moves. Pass through other models in the combat ranges, but it cannot end the move in combat. Then pick one enemy infantry unit. Inflicts D3. Add 1 to the amount of mortal damage for each model in this unit. Oh, you can take units of these. Interesting. War Machine Champion, but not Cav. It has a great bow. This stuff, and then Snarlfang things. Can you reinforce this? Interesting. Two guys for 130 on the Sun Steela. The Sun Steela Wheela. Mascara Face Concealer. Doom Diver Catapult. Alright. It's this die. No, they weren't done with it in time. They don't have a picture. 24-inch range, 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, 3/3. That's a fun attack profile. 12, 5, 4. Catapult crew tools, 5s and 6s, no rand 1. tied for the worst stat block in the game, I think. Shoddy wing-leg gizmos. You can reroll hit rolls for this unit's shooting attacks, but for each hit roll that is rerolled, subtract 1 from the rend characteristic of it. Oh, interesting. You have a little bit of okay. Wait, all of them or just that singular? Probably that singular one. Oh no, it's all of them. Okay, so for each one you reroll, all of the hits get worse. Okay, I'll have to figure that one out on my own. How much is a Doom Diver catapult? If it was in the Ogre book, it would cost $240. So what does it cost in the Git book? That's my question. $180. I think that's probably right. Maybe less. Like none of this stuff. You can't bring any of this stuff. Well, maybe you could bring these back to life, right? With the Loon Shrine, or no? If you had 2 of them. Doom Divers you think are the big ass catapult base? You cannot. Okay. Oh, a War Machine. Okay. No fun allowed, huh? This might... Okay, I don't want to say it's a trap, but this unit might be for, like, I have a fun army, right? I want 2 of these so that I can have fun. Like a pet unit. Your list is good and you have points left over, and so you take a Doom Diver catapult because it's funny. Snarl Pack Cavalry. I don't think it's like awful or anything. But 3, 4, 12. Pointy skewers, and they have charge damage bonus. And then jaws. So 4 attacks, 4s and 5s, 0-2. What a goofy profile that is. Why do they have a 4-up save? Massive armor, I guess. Heavy cavalry, they're okay. Well, they're the same speed as light cavalry. They have heavy cav save, kinda, for goblins. A truly awful stat block. If this unit charged, add 5 to its control score, whatever. If this unit charges turn, it has strike first for the rest of the turn. So this encourages you to get into either multiple combats at once or have 2 units that are charging the same thing and big. I'm assuming these are 5s. Perhaps 3s if they're like giga have cav. Oh, but it's once per turn army. I hate these rules. They're always like no fun allowed when you have the inkling of something almost interesting, and then they're like, nope, no, stop trying to have fun. Just walk along the train tracks towards the end, okay, and roll your 4-ups. It's 3 to a unit, okay, yeah, no fun allowed. So you could have 6 of them. There's a whole bunch of attacks. I feel like we have like maybe enough stuff in here that if you have 6 of them and you charge in, we can give them rend sometimes, although it's really hard, and we can give them +1 attack sometimes, but it's really hard. Well, both of those really hards, I should say, really tricky to do and be in the right spot for, and also both of them are also random. And if you're fighting people who don't naturally have 3-up saves, these guys might do some damage. Like against 5-up saves and stuff, like they can work. But if you're fighting any sort of armor, They bounce off like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. All right. Snowfang Rydas. Are these just the cheaper ones with a Garrote bow? If it's non-combat, it can move D6. It cannot end the move in combat. Oh, these are great. Yeah, these are awesome. Hold on, I'm going to blow my nose. BRB. I'm back. I love these guys. Snarlfang Rydas. These guys are great. They do even less damage than the other guys, but it doesn't matter. They have a Garrote bow, which will never hit anything but fine. They do D6 move on the enemy's turn. They're awesome. And they're probably cheaper because they're weaker. How much for Snarlfang Riders? Just a min unit for prospecting. 12-inch move plus a D6 on opponent's turn. You'd love to see it. Snarlfang or Snarl Pack Cav. Can't fight against armor. Expensive. Snarlfang Rydas. Great prospector. Maybe. 12-inch move. D6 move on opponent turn. 120 for 5. Not bad. I like him. I like Snarlfang Rydas. Good unit. It's a shame this is only once per turn army because no fun is allowed. Otherwise, I would take 2 and do it with both of them. Sick. And then web spin. That's it. Hold up. That's it. Okay, I guess there was more than I remembered. I was thinking some chariots or whatever, but actually there's a bunch of different chariots. So okay, fair enough. Ahem. And now we're on to the Spider Fang. Alright, the speed of the Spider Gawad. Pick a visible friendly Spider Fang unit, only within 12. You can run and shoot and or charge for 6. Sure. Oh, he's just a little guy. That guy on foot. Roll die on a 2-up, remove this unit from the battlefield, set it up again, wholly within 3 of the target and more than 9 from all enemy units. Pick a friendly Spider Fang unit or terrain feature. So he dimension doors next to the guy he's about to give run and charge. And they both happen in hero phase. So you do one first, or if he's next to it already, he casts his spell and then he fucks off. This guy's funny. This guy's funny. Wood Spinner Shaman on a big spider. It's got some bows Nothing has any rend really, but I guess you're fishing for 6s for crit mortal on this staff. 4s and 5s. And then Spider Fangs for 3. Pass across terrain as if it had fly, really good. Terrain's so annoying. Add 1 to casting rolls, friendly Spider Fang wizards will are holding than 12, and this is a wizard, so sounds good. Once put an army in any combat phase and turn web, pick up a friend enemy infantry hero within 1. Well, never mind. Okay. So it's a big like caster thing. Gives you casting rolls, I guess. Spider Rhydor. Damn, this stuff's old. Public service announcement. Don't buy $2,000 worth of Spider Fang right now. Anything could happen, okay? And they have, like, stupendously awful attacks, but Spider Fangs with 2 attacks model do have crit mortals, I guess. 10-inch move is a lot. And a Ragnarok. 3 crit mortal. So, let's see, you have a Deep Strike. And then Scuttling Terra. If this unit charged, roll die on a 3-up, it can move 2d6. It can pass through the combat ranges. Then pick an enemy infantry that this passed across and do, okay, so it's an impact hit with a lot of extra steps that don't matter. Unless maybe you can skitter across the whole thing and land on an objective or something, which sometimes you can do, but with only 2d6, usually not. Instead buy 3,000, yeah, 3,000 investment, yeah. Spider with Flinger, Spider with Spider-Fang War Party. Jesus, all this shit's the same. Is this how other people feel when they're looking through Beast Claw and they're like, you got 6 monsters, they're all the fucking same. Just have it be 2. And I don't entirely disagree with that if you're gonna change up all the lore anyway. But hey, I understand how you feel. At least the Crooked Spears hit on 5s and wound on 4s instead of 4s and 5s. Way different than those other ones. 3-up, -1 attack characteristics of the target's companion weapons for the rest of the turn. Yeah, can't make it too good. 3 enemy units within 1, D3 shit roll for each. Yeah, right. 4-up save, though. The chitinous plates. Got it. Buying only $1,000 of them. Yeah. Just don't do 2,000. 1 or 3. You can stop there. Okay, now I've read this whole book, I think. We have Path to Ignory. Ahem. I almost forgot. I didn't want to forget. We got to talk about the Path to the Girl Boss. What are those stupid army things that I hate? Army of Renown. We're going to talk about these. Drog's Git Mob. All right. Drog's Git Mob. You can have Drogs the Sun Champa. Must be included. Must be the general. Any Git Mob. You cannot include Regiments of Renown. So it's only Git Mob. Can you play only Git Mob? Like nobody can fight. Like you could put some Doom Divers in there and you could have a bunch of the fast Snarl Fangs, and you could have a bunch of the slow Snarl Fangs, but if you fight an army that has 3-up saves, you just... I mean, it's kind of like fighting Gargants, right? Like, just nothing happens, and you lose. Like, every guy is just a speed bump. I mean, you could do that in the old days when there weren't battle tactics, but now that there are, I don't think you can play that way. Anyway, you can do an outflank as in an ambush. Once per turn army, any combat phase. Pick an enemy unit in combat with a unit that is charged this turn. 3 up for the rest of the turn. Cannot make pile-in move when it's picked to fight. Whatever. We have 3-inch combat range now. We're fine. This fight's not for me. Pick a friendly drugs, get mob unit that is in combat with any enemy units that charge this turn. It is not in combat with any enemy units that did not charge this turn. 4 up, you either live or completely die. So you roll a die to see if your unit is killed to the man or runs away. Fucking awesome. Hero traits. Why did they give you hero traits? Well, I suppose you could take some other hero. Is there another hero in Get Mob that isn't a named hero? Oh, the guy on the guy on the chariot. Yeah. I was gonna say, otherwise, why did they give you traits if your only hero is a named guy? But yeah, the chariot. Each time you use a retreat. Before moving, pick an enemy unit in combat with it and do a shit roll, and it does nothing. Plucky Git. Well, this unit has no damage points. Friendly Git Mob units have ward 6, so they're wholly within 9. You know, if this just said the ward 6 within 9, this whole like army of renown would not be good, but I guess it needed an additional downside to it. Can't you give traits to the name now? No. Frazzle Blaster, 5. Pick a visible friendly, drugs, get mob unit wholly within 12. Until next turn, target's melee weapons have crit 2 hits. Unlimited. Glare faces Grian. 2 up inflict amount of mortal damage equal to the roll. Shooting phase once per battle army. Within 9 of this unit. Okay. It's like a decent spell, right? This is the kind of spell a Slanesh army would have to give your opponent a 12-inch charge to get. And by that I mean it's okay. And then Manifestation Lore, you only get the mushroom. Why? Okay, so you can't even use the moon to get the stupid shit. Okay, cool. That's horrible. The King's Gits. Okay, well, that's horrible. And the King's Gits. Any Moon Clan units, Scragrot, 1 Bad Moon Loon Shrine. You don't even get the Loon Shrine. Hold on. I didn't notice. You don't get the Loon Shrine? It was alright. Okay. I only noticed when I saw this here, I'm like, hold on. Non-hero Trog units, and you cannot include regiments of renown. Okay. The Moon and the Loon. Well, a friendly unit is wholly within 9 of a friendly Scragrat or the Loon Shrine. Add 5 to the control scores. Whatever, dude. Control scores. Instead of rolling the die to determine the move ability. Oh, so you just get the shit. I see. I was about to say this bonus sucks, but it's actually, you're getting the light of the bad moon. It's just that sucks, right? But I thought this ability sucked, but actually it's the bad moon. And then the King's Guards. While friendly Trog is within the combat range of a friendly hero, hero has Ward 4. Interesting. Each time you make a successful ward roll for the hero, allocate 1 damage point. Oh, okay, and that's a transfer thing, yeah. The Loon King's Court. Pick up to D3 friendly non-unique King's Gits heroes that do not have an enhancement. Give each of them the King's Gits rule. 1 enhancement from the King's Gits Army of Renown rules. These enhancements are given to the heroes during the deployment phase, not during army composition. Okay. Yeah, Holy with a 9. I hate that, but okay. The moon rules aren't a part of this either. What do you mean? Oh, no. All right, forgive me. My army doesn't have any armies of renown. So, army of renown means you get nothing from your battle trades. You get just new ones instead, right? Is that how that works? There is no moon. Okay. Okay. You can use this ability if you have not used the Bad Moon Loon Shrine's Moon Clan Lairs ability this turn. While this unit is in 12, pick a friendly non-reinforced, and you get it back. Okay. Glare Jester. Pick a friendly infantry, roll D3, add the roll to the distant target and move using move abilities. Okay. Yeah, no wheel, no moon traits. Pick one of the unit's companion melee weapons. Add 1 attacks characteristic. In addition, each time you use a retreat, add 1 attacks for the rest of the battle. It's funny. Loonstone Medallion. This unit has Ward 6 while it's contesting an objective that is not being contested by any other friendly units. It has 5. Pick a point in the battlefield within 9 of this unit. Each visible enemy within 3 of that point is a target. You should roll. Spell Lord, the Loon King's Command. Pick friendly King's Gits wizard to cast a spell. Cast on a 5, add 1 attack character's melee weapons used by champions in the target unit. So just the unit champions. So just 1 attack. And also +1 the control score, so I guess why the fuck not, right? Right hand in the right place. Pick a friendly the King's Gits wizard to cast at 18. The target weapons have anti-hero +1 rend. What is this LARPing shit? And you get the Malevolent Moon. Wait, hold on. I think I understand why you mentioned that one. I'm just going to check something. I'm just going to talk to him. Look, I'm just going to talk to him. While friendly Gloomspite Gits are wholly within 12, they are affected by all 4 faces of the bad moon, which you do not have. Like you don't get that. Right? You get this. You get exactly this and exactly this. There is no moon. Now you get this and you summon it, and it gives you a 404 web page not found because it's referencing a rule you don't have. And so nothing happens. There is no moon and you must scream. Okay. Now, I will say that that's definitely an oversight. And once they fix that, this Army of Renown will be unplayably terrible. It doesn't matter. But it's funny that, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Awesome. Is it technically that the moon effect is counted because it's from the book? Nope. I mean, I'm sure that's what they meant, but it was definitely intended to. It's just not, that's not what it does. Oh, you're right. The Maleficent Moon, it has one attack. You're right. It does do something. It has a single attack. And then a Regiment of Renown for allies and stuff. Okay. Law. Let's go over our notes. Gits. The moon no longer randomly moves or disappears forever. That's good. Edit, never mind. It's still super random with the unlimited spell that is triple random, so fuck you. It's January. Battle traits. Half finished, lazy, copy paste, crap job. Better than before, but bad. Non-Squig Moon Clan buff was not changed. It was terrible before. It is terrible now. It does virtually nothing. Spiders crit on 5s, that's cool, but they have about as long of a shelf life in my estimation as Beasts of Chaos does. Trogs got nerfed unnecessarily twice by not working on ranged and being weaker against non-rend units, of which there aren't many in this game, but there are many in this book, which is unfortunate. Trogs didn't deserve that. Squigs just get 4 instead of random movement. I don't like this. I don't think their movement should be random, but I guess I'm wrong. Snarlfangs can retreat and charge and or shoot, but looking at them, they'll absolutely explode into a fine powder if anyone hits them, so I don't know what they're retreating from besides the grave. They do have that 1 4-up don't die thing maybe that Funny Man has, but that gets you out of combat anyway. So I guess who cares? You just don't care about the moon. You just ignore your battle trait because it doesn't do anything. Battle formations also half finished. Not even half finished, if I'm honest. All it does is make the index slightly worse for all these, kind of. None of these really do anything. The Squigs one is good. Trogs one's all right. Becoming a wizard I thought was cool, and then I read your spells, and now I don't even know. Fight another day doesn't let you fight anymore. So the fun is gone. Not that it would have mattered. Clammy Closa hitting a home run. Look, that's good. They only wrote 1 for some reason. That's weird. They used to have a -1 to hit debuff, which is like central to their playstyle that's just gone. Spells, really bad job. This unlimited spell, you have to roll to cast it and succeed, and then your opponent has to roll to unbind it and fail, and then you still have to roll to see if it still works as the resolution of it. That's the opposite of fun. That's annoying. You've wasted my time. Spore Maws is garbage, and Hand of Gork is kind of whatever. You have a bunch of 12-inch stuff anyway, and I only found a +2 charge bonus, and it's only on guys who aren't trying to fight anyway. So you could like maybe just ignore spells in this army, depending on who you're playing, because the stuff is so bad. The Mushroom is useless garbage. The Cauldron gives you +1 power level, but your spells aren't worth it anyway, so who cares? The Scuttle Tide does 1 damage and is a wall. And you summon the moon if you're Trogs, probably, so you can get all your shitty buffs. Everybody else's buffs are so bad, I don't think you even want to jump through the hoops for it. Stabas get a buff from Loon Boss, but I don't think they're worth it. Gabapalooza is good, but random, but good, but random. Snufflers are Moon Clan only. I don't think you're trying to play any of those. Loon Smashers are kind of funny, but I would just do it in TTS and then play it one time and then realize it's not actually that fun and then don't. Spore Splatter is a good attacks buff, but I can't remember what it goes on, if it's keyword bingoed or not. Like, maybe you want that, maybe you don't. Probably not. Shoot'ems seem better than stab'ems, but I can't remember the cost. The rend buff works on shooting at least. Squig Boss has a cool buff for squigs. Boingy Boys do impacts. The herd is still good. The boings are still good. The trogs are still good. And the snarlers, all the new guys. Doom Diver is fun, maybe a trap, but fun. And you have some, I think, kind of excellent prospectors to toss into your army. One of them can move D6 on your opponent's turn. 120 isn't that bad. They move 12. Maybe run one or two of them in something. And then you have two of the worst Army of Renowns I've ever seen, but I've only ever read two of them because I don't care about Army of Renown, and they're a complete waste of time and effort to make, and I wish they would make absolutely none of these. You know what an Army of Renown should be? A fucking sub-faction. Take whatever idea you had for an Army of Renown, distill it down to the one-sentence buff it was going to get anyway, and put it in the fucking sub-factions. So that we have choices that aren't just keyword bingo for those. Like you said, there wouldn't be. And lied. Okay. Great book. Awesome. I love 4th edition. Thanks for thanks for being here. It's not a Cruel Boys thing, okay? I just want to frame this. You didn't really get much worse. And that's like a good thing. Or rather, you didn't really get much worse is like good news as far as these Battletomes are concerned. You didn't get like Cruel Boyd, where your army was almost cool and then you lost everything, right? That didn't happen to Gits. You got a new unit or two that possibly are really useful, and nothing got completely fucked. That's Gits. Hey, all right. What's weird is GW fixed the roll to roll spell powers in 40k and 8th in 2017. How are they still doing this? Because they do not learn from their mistakes. I don't know if there's musical chairs hiring the team of 4 that write the rules for this underneath Rose. I don't know if there's a big turnover. I don't know what's happening, but I'm looking at the rules they've written in 4th, and it seems for the majority of the armies, they don't seem to have any real concept about like how the army used to play, what the players like and don't like about a particular army as a player of that army. Sometimes I don't know if they even have a concept of what a play style for that army is supposed to like look like in real life. And all that to say that they've fixed problems in the past, that they release a new thing, and they have unfixed the problem in the same way that it wasn't fixed before. So like problem A 5 years ago, solved it 4.8 years ago, okay? Now, release book, problem A again. How can you make the same mistake? Maybe it was different people. I don't know. Like I'm reading stuff that's like, oh yeah, okay, that's the same problem it's had for 8 years. Are we problem solvers? Are we innovators? Are we iterators? Right? Yeah, these things feel like, and I'm not exaggerating, you had half a day to work on this entire book. Like, you had half a day to work on the entire book, and you had never read a Gits rule before in your life. Go. You have 4 hours. That's, to me, that's the amount of change and work it looks like this took. And mostly the same thing for all the other Battletomes. And it's possible they really did. Anyway, on that uplifting note, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. About halfway through this stream, I'm surprised so many people are here. I thought an hour and a half ago. Because it occurred to me that apparently, is it Valentine's Day today? Like, I was clicking on another screen and I noticed it, and I actually hadn't noticed. But, hey, I'm sorry you guys are here watching me. To all my fellow losers in chat, appreciate, you'll get them someday. TY for watching. I'm gonna play some Kingdom Come Deliverance. I wish. We're here watching someone talk about AOS. You think we have plans for Valentine's Day? Look, I'll have you know, Dragon 240, which is a little inversion of Dragon 420, maybe. I don't mean to judge. I've been to Age of Sigmar tournaments in real life. It is exactly half dads with their wives and kids that are 36 years old, and me, just copy pasted like 40 times. That's every tournament. So exactly half of all AOS players are dads. The other half are here today. Your fiance is already asleep. Oh, see, there you go. We got some winners in chat. Making our significant others watch Heywoah streams. Well, I mean, if that doesn't get me to stop the stream, I don't know what does. Thanks a lot. Join the Discord. Please enjoy. I might stream over the weekend. We'll see. I always say that because I really do intend on it. It's just sometimes I don't have time to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Video gaming over the weekend, perhaps. I got to write up this EDH thing as well. Time for some big dinner. Please enjoy. Don't forget divorced. Oh, true. Divorced dads. Heywoah isn't date night material. I don't go outside. I think you have to do that for dating, but I don't know. I've read about it in books, so I have a great perspective. Feeling called out for building Seraphon dinos, riding dinos with your 4-year-old. No, that's good. That's good. We have winners. Heywoah and chill.